Hashtag clouds for days, bro. Clouds for days. It's the Archon. Hello there YouTube, thank you very much for coming back and having a little look at the Cloud Chaser Incorporated CCI Archon RDA. How exciting! So to begin with, let's dive straight into it and have a look at all the little bits and pieces, shall we? Alrighty then, so here we are next to the package. This is my biggest bugbear with this whole business. I had this come through the mail this morning, and I thought, well, what am I expecting from the Netherlands? And I thought, well, it can't obviously be an RDA because there's nothing to the package. There's got to be packaging in there, but there's nothing there. I had a bit of a feel, and there's something curvy in there, but I couldn't figure out what it is. And flat as you like. And this is what it came out with. Boom. Oh, and that as well. So, no box, nothing to protect this from the mail other than a thin bloomin', oops-a-daisy, here we go. Other than a thin bloody jiffy bag, single layer of poppy things, and that's it. So that could have got banged and stuffed and done whatever, which is a bit, I think that's a bit off, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan of that. Let me just take the brightness down a wee bit so it doesn't, oh, phone's going. Okay, so anyway, that aside, that's not what we're here to look at. The unit itself, I have quickly stuck this through the ultrasonic cleaner just to give it a quick blast. But let's have a little look here. Oh, sorry, we'll take you through this first. These are the extras. One of these little whizzy double-ended, how's your father's, that everyone seems to be getting at the moment. It's my first one, that's awfully exciting. Some O-rings, a couple of insulators, some more screws for the posts. You've got, looks like, you've got your copper centre post as well if you want it. A couple of coils, some wire, and some cotton as well. So at least it does cut. The packaging might be crap, but at least it comes with decent amount of spares. I seem to be whistling my S's. I don't know why that is, but it's good to see the extra insulators are there, especially considering this is a sort of a unit that is going to be designed for more low build, so it's going to be putting more stress on the on itself. Now, that Cloud Chaser's card. Oh, just moving stuff everywhere. Drip tips. We've got. Didn't put these through the ultrasonic, but I probably should have done. We've got a little stubby Delrin looking one, and we've got a slightly larger Delrin looking jobby. So that's those. And now the unit itself. Bosh! Is it going to? Oh, come on. Got to. Oh, there we go. Right, nice deep engraving. Cloud Chasers ink. Everyone's a winner. So that's that. We've got a little logo on the drip tip as well. Obviously, that's removable, and it's pretty much the same size as the Delrin one. The other one might be actually just a hint larger. So that's good. Now then, these are the air holes. These are what everybody is getting excited about. So, super tight O-rings on this one, but Okay, so we'll try pulling them across. 1 hole closed, 2 hole closed, 3 hole closed, 4, 5 is starting, 6 is done, 7 and 8. So that's quite handy. You've got this on both sides as well, obviously. But yeah, so out of 8 holes, you can choose any of 7, any of the 8 individual settings, if you like. That is bloody tight, mate. Might be okay with a bit of juice around it. But yeah, it's a good little choice there. Well, you've got a good range of choices. Now take that off. This is how that works. You've got a sort of a stepped affair. Now this does mean that you are always going to be using dual coil. There is no single coil option, but I think it's kind of cool. You've got a slightly conical kind of base there around the inside of that piece. Oops, all around here. So that area is going to assist in pushing the flavour right into your mouth. Although with a massive great bore in it like that, it might not be the tightest flavour. But otherwise, very clean, nice heat sinks. That doesn't come apart. But there we go. Let's push this out there. Your barrel, nothing special to get excited about there. Straightforward. And here we go. Now, how is that for a juice well, by the way? Look at the size of that fucker. My word, that's huge. But not massive when it comes to the post holes, which surprises me a little bit. I'll need to check on the website to find out how big they are supposed to be. I would measure it if my verniers worked, but they're buggered. But they're not the biggest post holes I've seen, which surprises me because with this setup I thought they were going to be monsters. But never mind, never mind. The juice well's lovely, octagonal centre post, so that'll prevent spinning. You can alter your 510 on there. You've got a nice thick level of insulation in there as well. And there we go. That is the base. So what we'll do is we'll get a build on it and probably go for a reasonably lowish one. And we'll see how she vapes. And we'll see what sexiness she comes up with. But overall, looks-wise, looks pretty clean. Pretty nice. Look even nicer if it stayed in focus. But there we go, you get the idea. Thank you very much. Let's go back up and have a vape. So I hope that was informative for you. So now it's up normal view and seeing what this bad boy actually does. What I'm going to use today is I'm going to use my dual 26650 parallel mod. And let's see what she does. Full beans open. Let's see how we get. For days, for days. She certainly clouds. She certainly does cloud. Juice I'm using today, by the way, is Epicloud's Strawberry Circus, which is rather bloomin' splendid. I've been rocking this and the Donut Pounder recently, and they're rather lovely. So let's have a little bit of a look and see what we've got going. We've got hair in there now. Right, so I'm going to put this down to the bottom 2 airflow. I'm not going to go through them all, but just to get an idea about what we've got to play with. So 2 airflow, 2 air holes side open. Let's see what we've got. Dense, just as you'd expect from not having massive airflow. It is a lot tighter. You can lung inhale it, but it does get warm quite quickly. Okay, let's take it up to, I'm going to miss the next one out, the next 2 out, so we've got just the top 2 air holes closed off. Well, that certainly clouds up well. Okay, all the way, full beans, full mashing, open. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so she clouds. She clouds well. Yeah, really well. I've got a 0.14 coil in here. It's a dual, or it's a parallel, dual parallel 24 gauge, 9 wraps, I think. It's not the tidiest coil in the world, but it does the trick. They fit in there, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to dual the 22 gauge. Well, it would be a lot tighter to dual the 22 gauge, or parallel the 22 gauge rather, and get everything to fit in there. The extra large juice well is lovely, and it's certainly very useful, but you do need to get a good wick material that's going to wick it nice and quick to keep up with you. If you're going to be doing kind of high temp stuff, then I mean, that's sort of par for the course really. You guys know all that. She clouds really, really well. You're not going to get a lung inhale. You're not going to get a mouth to lung inhale from it, even closed up to pretty much fuck all. You may just see that there is only the tiniest little hole in there available. That's not practical. But then again, it's not what it's designed for. So I've seen quite a bunch of the reviewers, or a few of the reviewers, having kind of the top 3 holes closed off, which you can't really see, but you kind of can. Oh, we're going to go in focus. No, we're not. Trust me. Top 3 are closed off. Clouds really nicely. Clouds really nicely. It's a decent bit of kit. It is a decent bit of kit. I haven't found anything untoward with it yet. The heatsink does a marvellous job. You'll see that I've got the Delrin drip tip on there. I found that I've got a little bit more taste from the Delrin rather than the metal drip tip. Also, I think that the wall on the mouthpiece of the metal one, but obviously the whole thing, because you've got to have those O-rings in and everything, but it is thicker than the Delrin, so you get a tiny little bit more extra space in the Delrin tip, but also I found, I'd say, you get a little bit more taste in there as well. That strawberry circus is lovely. It's good. It's good. It's a decent RDA. Now, what did I pay for it? I paid €34.47, including shipping to the UK from, is it Denmark or Netherlands or somewhere? Yeah, from the Netherlands. It doesn't appear that on the CCI Europe website they've actually got these. They appear to have the airflow controls, but not the actual RDA. Excuse me. So I imagine they'll be getting them on there at some point. But I think possibly just one extra thing. If you go in to go without taste, or lose a little bit in the taste, possibly having a chuff cap in there might give you a little bit more of a kind of a cloud. Possibly, I don't know. That's just a bit of rambling there, but. No, it's good. It's got slightly less airflow than something like the cheapy Troll from Wotofo, and a hint less than the Mutation X, going back to a couple of the older atomizers. But a lot of people know kind of what you've got with those ones by now. So yeah, just a very slight hint less, but that could be down to the top cap rather than the air intake, if you like. And I'm not going to tailpipe this one because it will spit like a bastard, I imagine. I'm sure you could quite annoy some people with those clouds, but at the same time, you know, going at your local cloud conf, it may do a good little trick for you. It's a decent little atomizer. It's a good price. Stays cool. The airflow's decent. It's well made. I'm loving the engraving on it. I think the engraving is brilliant. It's a nice deep engraving as well, so that's not going to rub off. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Archon from Cloud Chasers Incorporated. Would I buy one? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Would I buy another one? Sorry. Quite possibly. I like it. It does depend what you've got in your arsenal. If you've got a row of RDAs, is it giving you anything new and different? Not that much. The airflow, the airflow control rather. That's the kind of the main new thing, if you like, or newish kind of idea. But yeah, it's good. Yes. So you'll be doing yourself worse by getting some of the more expensive for the money. I mean, €34. I don't know what that is in pounds, but I think that's probably just under 30 quid. Definitely worth the investment. And you can't deny that it clouds. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my idea of the or my thoughts on the Cloud Chasers Incorporated RDA. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe, to have a look at the other videos I've got on offer, see if there's anything that tickles your fancy. But for now, me and the Archon are going to get to fuck. Live it large, people. Have it. Peace.